recognize that that is a real thing to mourn and grieve, is the loss of a friendship. Or you feel like, okay, I guess we're not that close because I'm learning this through social media. I'm not gonna get emotional, but what's up, Smarties? Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl nurse Aggz, and today we are talking about friendships. So I got this idea from my Instagram. I asked you guys over there to ask me any non-career related questions. I often do Q&As, and this one I wanted to dedicate its own video to. The question is tips for maintaining friendships from college / making new ones as an adult. So we're going to get into this topic today. I'm just sipping on a little bit of lemon water. Go ahead and grab you a drink or a snack, because we're going to talk a lot about friendships in college, how to maintain friendships, how to nourish friendships, and how to know when to say goodbye. So for those of you guys who don't know, I am 29 years old. I'll be 30 this year. And so I've gone through a lot of transitioning friendships from high school, or I should even say before high school, middle school, till now. There's some friends that I'm still super tight with, some that surprised me that I'm still like really tight with, and then others that I thought we would still be cool and, or I shouldn't say cool, I thought we would still be a lot closer through the years, but that just wasn't the case. So first, let's talk about college friendships, high school friendships. I want to know how many of you guys are still really tight from friends from either middle school or high school. Let me know down in the comments right now. For certain, I had a really tight group of friends from high school, and you hear all the time like, oh, those friends won't stand the test of time. It's in college that you meet your lifelong best friends. So that's kind of like what I was open to. I wasn't, looking to get rid of my friends before college, but I was excited about, these lifelong friendships I would get out of university, which I will say that I did. But the thing that I've realized is whether you gain friends from high school or college, once you get out of those environments where you see each other every day, that's when you really find out like who is going to be your lifelong friends, because now you both have to do the work to nourish this relationship. It's not as easy as, knocking on their door, their dorm door in the middle of the day or in the middle of the night, or just going down the street. Y'all are now living likely in separate cities, have different careers you're pursuing. And your 20s is already a very precious time in your life, in our life, where we are trying to figure ourselves out, what we want to do with our lives. So you're already dealing with that. So it becomes almost like a challenge, right, to upkeep these friendships. So one thing I will say right now is be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself, and are you as a friend doing your due diligence to nourish these relationships that you think are important to you? And then on the other side, do you feel like your friends are also making an effort to check in on you, trying to upkeep their friendships? But then also know and manage your expectations. So like I was saying, in college, it was a lot easier. You'll study with your friends all the time, or you'll go to parties with each other. In adulthood, you don't really have that luxury. So you can't really always expect to be talking to your friends every single day like you did years ago when you were in college with each other or in high school. But I think what's the most important and what I really cherish is knowing that the friendships that I really honor and cherish, that even though we might not talk every day, I know that when we do, it's like, you know, we don't miss a beat. And I think it's also really telling how much you two, or how much you support one another. You know, whatever they have going on in their lives and whatever you have going along in your life, do you feel supported by that friend? So that might mean, you know, if they are in school or about to graduate from like a master's program or doctorate program, are you getting messages from them, or just like, you know, any type of act of love and support? Do you feel like you're getting that from that person? And reverse, are you showing that person support whenever they are making achievements, or whenever they're not making achievements and they're struggling? That is super telling, I think, for me, and just learning about the friendships that would stand the test of time, that it was the friendships where I just felt unwavering support, that those are the ones that I knew were going to last for decades to come. And those where I didn't feel that support, but you know, you notice things as you get older, right? Especially with social media. So you might see, you know, who you thought was a really good friend showing more love and support towards someone else and not so much towards you. Some people may say, oh, it's just social media, it's nothing. But if that person really rides for you, if they really F with you, if they really genuinely support you and want to see you win, I feel like that same energy they're showing someone else, they should be showing you. That's how I feel. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. So that was like an eye-opener for me. So we talked about, you know, being honest with yourself, managing expectations during this time of our lives. But then let's also talk about, you know, what happens when that person you were super tight with in whatever early stage of your life, whether that was middle school, high school, college, your 20s, now y'all just are not as close, right? And, you know, major events in their life, maybe you're not a part of, or they're not part of your major events in your life anymore. And it's like, that can be tough. And I think we should just talk about that and recognize that that is a real thing to mourn and grieve, is the loss of a friendship. And just like romantic relationships, when you break up, I would argue that whenever you like break up in a friendship, and it doesn't have to be like an official thing, sometimes it's just like a fading off. Maybe you have less things in common, y'all have gone down different routes, y'all have different priorities, y'all just don't have a lot to talk about like y'all did, you know, way back when. That, I would argue, could be almost more challenging than breaking up with a romantic partner, because, you know, usually with friendships, they last for years, you know what I mean? Like, they know some of your most vulnerable moments, they see you in your most vulnerable states. Like, that is your person. And so for y'all not to be as tight, that can be like very heartbreaking for a lot of people. I know I've experienced it myself, and it shocked me that I was so affected by it, and just thinking like, damn, we used to be like really tight, and you know, life happened and it's just not the same. But I just want you to know that it's okay to grieve that friendship. You're not being extra, you're not being dramatic. Like, yeah, that was a real bond you had with that person. If a friendship, you know, if that chapter has closed for reasons that are out of your control, then just know that that's okay. And just know that every person that's been put in your life, in our lives, was for a purpose, right? They served a purpose in our life. And it is totally okay for it to not continue. Like, it's totally fine. Just like romantic relationships, they have a chapter in your life where you learn lessons, you know, things that are important to you, things that you know, want out of the next relationship. The same thing goes for friendships. Just knowing that it's okay to close that chapter, and just take with it that that person was there for you or with you through a certain season of your life, and that had value as well. So that's what I want to say about that. And then when it comes to friendships that, you know, you really want to continue to nourish, let's talk about how to do that, right? Like, like, especially as we're moving through life alone is very demanding. Just trying to pay these bills, honey, like trying to pursue these degrees, our careers, these careers of our dreams, you know, these side hustles, these side businesses. It can be challenging sometimes to continue to pour into our friendships. So here are some things you can try. One is just ask yourself what works for you when it comes to really keeping in contact with some of your best friends. Now for me, I noticed that I thrive in group chats. So some of my closest friends, we have group messages where we can just, you know, text each other funny videos throughout the day, or like, you know, post little announcements so we can keep each other updated. That works really, really well for me. I almost want to say, like, my friendships where there is a group text, I'm more in the know of their lives and them with me than my friendships where we don't really have a group text. And I think it's just because it's easier, right? Like, you can call it lazy because it is hard. I mean, I have a lot of people who I care about, and it's like, okay, they'll pop into my head, and I'm like, I need to do a better job of like texting them when they pop into my head just to check in. I noticed that group messages, if you have like a group of girlfriends that you're close with, honey, reactivate that group chat, okay? Because that is, I think, the easiest way to stay connected with your girls. Also, whenever you have any major life changes, be sure to let your close friends know first before you let social media know. Because I don't know about you, but I will feel some type of way if I learn something about a friend who I think I'm very close with, or who I feel like I'm tight with. If I learn that new life event through social media first, I'm gonna be like, well, dang, like, you know, have y'all had that moment before where you feel like, okay, I guess we're not that close because I'm learning this through social media? If that happens, this is when you, like my mom would say, you shine your eye, okay? Shine your eye. That's very telling as to like where that person sees you in their life. And that's not even shade, right? It's just, okay, yeah, you're not the top person on their list to text whenever something special happens. And that also doesn't mean that you don't have to not be that person's friend anymore. It's just like, okay, our relationship has evolved, you know, like where as maybe before I would be one of the top people to know about this, I'm not. That's totally fine. It's just, don't take it too personal, but just know, okay, that's just the evolution of this relationship, and you can still show that person love and support, and vice versa. So I'm gonna take a sip of water on that note, child. Figuring out what works well for you. Group messages, you know, texting that person spontaneously when they come to your mind. And then also like taking the initiative to plan some type of reunion with you and that friend, or with you and that group of friends, is something that could really help to nourish that relationship. You know, whether that is a group chat on Zoom, those are super easy to do. Just plan it like on a Thursday night for y'all to catch up, or y'all can even make it special. Like it could be like a girls pajama night or a girls wine night, and y'all could have a fun activity. If y'all have the ability to meet in person, y'all can plan like a cute cabin trip in the winter time, or a beach trip, or, you know, maybe we can all meet at our girl Renee's house. She just moved to Texas, and we could go there, see her city, visit her. One thing I do want you guys to walk away from and watching this video is knowing that it's okay for our relationships to evolve or to fade out. You know, challenge yourself to just check in with your girlfriends, you know, reconnect on group chats. I think that's a great way to stay connected to one another. And 3 is the last one, is the friendships that you have that you feel like they are supportive of you. You feel like they really show up for you. They are just really, really good friends. Nourish those relationships, you guys. Like, honestly and truly, I don't even want to get emotional here. I'm not gonna get emotional, but you will know which of your friends really rock with you, really want to see you do well. People who get overly happy whenever you are thriving in life. Recognize those friendships, okay, and nourish those friendships. Pour back into them, support them 110%. Treat those people like your family, because you don't get those every single day. So I'm going to wrap up the video here. If you're my girlfriend, I love you. I pray for you guys like I pray for my family members. And pray for your friends too. Do that. You don't even have to be the best of friends, but pray for your village, you know, pray for them. That goes miles as well. So anywho, I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Let me know down in the comments, you know, where you are with your friendships, like what you think about friendships from high school, from college. Yeah, just let me know. I'm interested in continuing the conversation down below. I think this is a great topic to discuss, and it's something, it's hard to make friends as adults. Did she ask me about that? I hope she didn't ask me about that and I missed it. Oh yeah, she did. So I'm gonna wrap up the video here, you guys. I hope that's helpful. We'll continue the conversation down in the comments. Make sure y'all like and subscribe if y'all want more videos like this, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.